Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be sharing my review of the One Piece Odyssey Water 7 arc. Now, this is my favorite arc in One Piece, and I was not disappointed by this arc, in One Piece Odyssey. It was really good, there was a lot of plot twists, it really wasn't a recap of the story, and it was much better than the Alabasta arc, because the Alabasta arc was kind of long, and you were, it was basically exploring and going through the desert the whole time, and until we got to that crocodile thing. But let's go through the story basically. So it starts off where we get to the shore like we did in Alabasta, and we see the Mary again. Usopp decides to stay there, and then we see like a cool kind of recap of Luffy versus Usopp and the whole fight between them, which is why that arc is my favorite in the, in the story. Then we head to Water 7, and it's really nice. It was much different from Alabasta. Alabasta was, big, and it was a lot of desert and stuff. The Water 7, map was really good, it had that nice calming music too. It was like you were in an actual city. It was really nice. So then you get to explore, you go to Gallilaw basically, they're trying to look for Lucci, because that's how they get out of the Memoria. They have to beat the main villain. So they try to find Lucci, they can't find him, so they go to ask Iceberg, and when they get there, they see that Aokiji is actually there. And this was crazy for me. This is when I realized that this arc was going to be very, very good, because they took the Long Ring Long Land, part, like the last part that made it, a good arc. They took that and put that into this arc at the beginning and made it a banger. So, obviously we get washed with Aokiji. I was thinking maybe Luffy can do something, but, that girl Lim took our powers away. Then we meet Iceberg. We're trying to get his help because, we're done right now. Luffy got frozen and Robin got frozen, they're gonna die. So, Zoro and Sanji now, they're taking Luffy back to the ship, but then they realize, where the hell is Usopp and the Mary? The Mary's gone. So now, they realize that Frankie took, the Mary. So, then they go back to Iceberg. Iceberg heals them up and then sends them after Frankie. And yeah, I kind of had a problem with Sanji in this arc because he said a couple of stupid things. One of the things he says was, "Is that Frankie guy really here?" Is that Frankie guy? Frankie guy, he's literally on your crew, and you've known him for 3 years now at this point. It's like, I don't get why he said, "Is that Frankie guy?" It's your memory, and Frankie is close to you because he's on your crew. It was something really stupid for Sanji to say. And then he said something else when Robin was, in the Tower of Law. He said, "Why doesn't the government destroy books that make it look bad?" And I'm sure Robin told them about her backstory in Ohara, and the people of Ohara threw the books into the water so they wouldn't get destroyed, and the government isn't going to destroy them because well, they do destroy them, but the people save them. So it was just a few stupid comments Sanji made. Like, that Frankie one was really ridiculous to me. Like, he's literally on your crew, and you're asking, "Is that Frankie guy?" Just say Frankie, like everyone else was doing. But yeah, then we get to see Frankie, actually, and we have a small little boss fight with him. There was a total of 4, actually, in this arc, which was really cool. After that, then Lucci appears, and Lucci is here to take Frankie like he does in the anime. And there was this thing where we had a small boss fight with Lucci, and it was kind of easy. Then there was a cutscene, and Zoro actually attacks Lucci, and Lucci kind of wipes the floor with him. And in my opinion, I feel like post-time skip Zoro destroys pre-time skip Lucci. You know, that just makes sense to me. It's probably because this girl Lim who's taken their powers away, you know? It really sucks, you know, that she took their powers away. Then we get to see Rocket Man, and, you know, Iceberg fixes the Mary up, and so we get those two things. Then, when we get to the Tower of Law, the thing I did not like is, like, there was blue gories in the Tower of Law. And the blue gories don't appear till Impel Down, so it was kind of random. And the reason I hate this is because they couldn't add Paulie, Granny Kokoro, any other of the CP9 agents, but they added blue gories to this thing. It was very stupid, you know? There was so many people that they could have added. They could have made more boss fights. It's the same thing how they couldn't add the rest of the Baroque Works members, you know? They left a lot of stuff out, which is kind of disappointing, but, you know, it's a One Piece game. Then, oh yeah, there was this really badass Marine. He was kind of funny, too. I just loved his name. His name was Rear Admiral Barricade. He was really, like, fire. His character design was really awesome. Then we see Kaku. We get to fight against Kaku, in his full form now. Yeah, so we take him on, and then we see Spondum. We don't actually see him, we just hear him talk, which was stupid, but, you know, what can you do? Then we have the main fight with Lucci, and, yeah, so, there's also a thing where when we first get to, the Tower of Law, Robin actually reflects on Annie's lobby, and we get to see what actually happened in the proper timeline. So that was cool. I kind of like the painting kind of flashback things that they show. It kind of reminds me of Pirate Warriors, those games. So that's cool. Then, yeah, so we have the Lucci fight. That was it was actually tough for me, to be honest. It was really tough because he was, like, really overpowered. And, you know, Zoro kept dying. Zoro was dying mad times. I didn't have Usopp too, so I had to use Nami, which was very stupid. But then that final cutscene was really good. You know, we got to see the Jet Gotling moment, of course, very OP. Yeah, I like this much better than the one with Crocodile, because the one with Crocodile, it didn't really look that good, but this one looked amazing. You know, that moment is a really fire moment. Because, you know, he's hitting the Gatling. And another thing, they actually said he's not able to use Gear 3, which, yeah, it was a little bit of a power down, but Luffy did beat Lucci with Gear 2, so he didn't really need Gear 3 for that. Then the last part of this arc was obviously the death of the Mary, and yeah, I did tear up a little bit. It was really sad because, you know, the Mary, you know, they threw that in. They're like, you know what, we're gonna throw this in, you know, the death of the Mary. It was yeah, it sucked, but and we also got to see the Sunny being built too, so the introduction of the Sunny and Frankie joining the crew, so that was cool. Another thing, there was a few memory missions at the end of the arc, which there was a cool Bon Clay mission where you have to where Bon Clay actually has to escape, and there's a fun thing where he's talking on the Den Mushi, and it's very similar to Impel Down when he was saying, you know, go save your brother Luffy. So it was another Impel Down tie-in, just like the Blue Gory. That was cool. Yeah, and then also there was another girl named Emily, you know, shout out to my little sister, she gets a One Piece character, you know, where's Ben at, Captain Ben, yeah, so, and then there was a funny little mouse spawn, too, that I really liked. He was really cool, he had the hat, he was pretty fire. And then an alternative Blue Gory, which is just stupid, you know, they didn't add Hattori or Jabra or Khalifa. they added this, Blue Gory, which was very stupid. I hope they add DLC to this game, because I feel like they could have added so many more characters. Like, I was really, really disappointed that we didn't get Polly or, Granny Kokoro. That was very, disappointing to me, because I love all the characters in Water 7. Even the Frankie family, bro. It's very disappointing, but, overall, this was a very good arc. I loved it. I loved playing through it. The plot twists were amazing. That Aokiji thing, I was shocked when I seen him. I'm like, bro, what the hell is he doing here? So, yeah, comment down below if you guys did play through this, because I'd like to know, your thoughts and opinions on this arc and how you're liking the game so far. This is just, my progression through it, just sharing some thoughts about the game. I know next is Marineford, so stay tuned for that. I am not ready for that. But, it's been SSJ Benj. Peace.